What's up, everybody? Good morning to everybody. Hopefully everybody's doing well. All right. Well, we got a Preakness update here. We're going to do a fantasy league shake. We will do that first, and then we'll talk a little bit about the Preakness. If you want a full report once this video is over, just go check out the YouTube page. Just posted the full Preakness preview over there. So if you want a full breakdown of the race, you can go over there and find it. All right, let's do the fantasy shake first. We'll get that out of the way. And we're shaking for goal-oriented, a four-way shake here in the fantasy league for goal-oriented. We'll talk about him in a second, but let's go ahead and do the shake first, get it out of the way. Here we go. Let's see who gets goal-oriented here. Four-way shake, not surprising. I think out of the horses that aren't owned, he is the one that is the most appealing. And it looks like the double Ds are going to be the ones that get goal-oriented. So goal-oriented, going to go to the double Ds. So there you go. So they are going to claim goal-oriented, and they will be dropping Built. So Built will be dropped out of the fantasy league, goal-oriented picked up. All right, so there you go. There's that. Now let's get to it. Let's talk about the Preakness a little bit here on the Preakness Update Show. Goal-oriented did draw the rail for Bob Baffert. Flavien Prat going to ride. This horse is 2 for 2, and I thought was very impressive in a maiden special weight. Moved up to allowance company just 2 weeks ago. Well, 2 weeks ago when Preakness Day arrives, I should say. But just a couple weeks ago, goal-oriented was able to win an allowance. It was the third race on Saturday there at Churchill Downs on the Kentucky Derby card. I've said a couple of times that was my biggest bet of the day was goal-oriented. I really thought he would run extremely well, and I thought he would win the race. And he did, thankfully, but I wasn't overly impressed with that second performance of his. Now, a lot of things were different. The first performance over a dry track, this one was sloppy. His first race, he came from off the pace. In the second race, he set the pace. So he stretched out in distance for the first time. So there were a lot of new factors. And really, he won by 3/4 of a length. He was able to hold off Hypnus. But again, wasn't overly impressed. But there was reasons to kind of believe, hey, maybe this horse is going to get better a second time going long, maybe back to a dry track, stuff like that. I also am a little worried because it seems like he's kind of here because Rodriguez isn't. At first, Rodriguez was the horse coming for Bob Baffert. Then all of a sudden you hear goal-oriented is going to be the horse, or they're both going to come, and then you hear Rodriguez is hurt. So, look, it was kind of a change of plans for Baffert, I think, to take goal-oriented. He wanted somebody in the race, and this was the horse that he decided to go with. So we'll see how it shakes out. I think he is a good horse to pick up as far as our fantasy league goes. I do think, he's in with a shot for sure, but we'll see if kind of that rerouting to the Preakness off of that allowance win works out well for him. One thing I wanted to bring up, and I brought it up on the Preakness preview show. 2 weeks rest. A lot of people are going to be talking about, I don't know if a horse can run well off 2 weeks rest and this, that, and the other. Boy, in the past, it's not been a problem. We went on a long streak. Out of the last 20 years, 15 out of the 20 winners have been off 2 weeks rest. So, every horse is different. It affects every horse in certain ways. But, boy, up until really COVID year, which I don't really count that, let's say up until 2021, more than often than not, the winner came back off 2 weeks rest to win. Now, we did have a 3-year period there where that didn't happen, but then last year the top 3 finishers were coming off of 2 weeks rest. So in kind of my research, and that was the biggest thing I wanted to kind of look at when I was looking at the Preakness, it's like, okay, I think Journalism's the best horse here. I think he's the fastest horse, but can he run his race 2 weeks after he just did it in the Derby? History has shown us that more often than not, the answer is yes to that question. And again, every horse is different, and we won't know the answer until he actually does it. But history kind of showed me, as I studied back through the last 20 years, they usually run well 2 weeks back. It's the race after that where we've kind of, not always, but sometimes we don't see the horse run their absolute best the race after coming back off of 2 weeks rest. So the more I researched it, I wasn't really worried about it. I think, he's trained by Michael McCarthy, a very good trainer. He's won this race before. And I just kind of feel like, you know what? I think if he's here, it means they think he's going to run well. So I don't think the 2 weeks rest is too big of a talking point or a worry point for me, at least after doing the research on it. So The other kind of talking point after the Preakness draw was the morning line. Everybody think it's crazy that journalism's 8 to 5. I tend to agree. I think it's going to be more like 6 to 5, even money on him. But I will pause and say this. I think the X factor to this whole thing is Sandman. We saw him greatly influence the win pool in the Kentucky Derby, which is not easy to do. That's a large pool, but the owner is famous on social media, has a ton of followers, and those people do show up to bet this horse. So pretty interesting to see if that will carry over to the Preakness. Now, the Derby is one thing. Will those followers now go to the Preakness, or was it like, oh, he did the Derby and then whatever, we don't care about the rest? That'll be interesting to see, because you didn't really see him get pounded at the windows leading up to the Kentucky Derby, but the Kentucky Derby is such a marketed item. Will the Preakness carry that weight, and will they all show up? And if they do, how will that affect this pool? Probably pretty big. So we'll kind of see how that kind of shakes out. But anyway, those are the two things that people seem to be talking a lot about. And so I thought I'd cover it right here as we do this little 10-minute show here on a Preakness week. So coming up this week, we will have Dude You Bet Sports, Magic Mike, and Bleakers Off as always. I believe Jared will go live Saturday for the Preakness, just like he did the Derby. So we'll see how fun that will be. We know the Derby was a lot of fun for that live show for him. We'll see if he'll do that again. So we got that coming up as well. So there's a lot coming up. Betting Bible. I will, as soon as this video ends, start to put that together and work on that all day today on Tuesday and into Wednesday a little bit, and have that out for you. Most likely Wednesday evening, Thursday morning. So if you're a subscriber or you've purchased the Betting Bible already, you can kind of look for that to be out middle of the week here, as we kind of, we let the handicappers have a couple days, and myself included in that, have a couple days before we just rush and get anything out. We try to make sure all the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed there as far as that goes. So that's kind of the little update. Not a whole lot to talk about yet in this one with the Preakness coming up here in just a few days. We'll be here also if any breaking news happens. Hopefully not. Hopefully all 9 of these horses run. I remember last year Muth was scratched out of the race. So, hopefully we don't get a big scratch like that or anything like that. Hopefully all 9 stay healthy and we have a great Preakness. All right, guys, quick video, but that'll do it. That'll do it for the Preakness update. Hit the like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you really like it. Want to get alert anytime we do videos like this. And most importantly, stay tuned to the channel for more Preakness news.